I think 1,000 serves a day is really good if you're making content for YouTube. Today I'm going to be reacting to a video where someone hits 1,000 serves a day for a week. Is there such a thing as practicing too hard? Let's find out.
You love that. You gotta
All
love
right.
that.
So that's not a terrible service motion. He's got pretty decent acceleration,
That's a wrap.
pretty decent
For
throwing
32
motion.
per 100. I'm embarrassed.
Huge shout out to Scott over at Gravity Tennis. Check out his YouTube channel for hooking us up with this sick serve lesson. Learned so much and it put me on the path to practice correctly.
The players here are actually my students. I'm really excited to see this video because I'm in it.
Scott taught us how to serve in 5 simple steps. The first being using this pitcher's motion where you keep the legs moving. He picked this up from the GOAT Roger Federer. As you can see, this is the first thing he does as he starts to warm up his serve. This was an absolute game changer, and Scott made sure to emphasize that we stay loose and not try to hit it too hard.
Yeah, can't recommend this advice enough. I mean, obviously it's my advice. I've watched many servers do this. I've seen Novak do it. I've seen Pete Sampras do it. It's just a great way to get a sort of big picture view of the serve where you're not trying too hard, but you're doing a lot of things right. The weight transfer is really natural. The sense of acceleration is easy. Sometimes you're going to hit your best serves just by doing this.
Next, we worked on fully extending that toss arm. This helps 2 things. 1, it helps you have a more consistent toss. And 2, it helps you load your body more into that position you see all the great servers get into. This was kind of difficult at first, but once we got used to it, it was super helpful as well.
Yeah, you can already see
Added the extension.
improvement in the speed.
Now we're gonna add extension to the right arm.
Next thing we learned was to extend that right arm to get more spin or action on the ball. Scott gave us this tip to think about Vince Carter's famous dunk in the dunk contest where he sticks his elbow in the rim,
Good visual.
but he also said this would be controversial.
Yeah, so this is something that I didn't get from any other teacher, but I noticed Pete Sampras doing this one a lot. If you ever watch a still photo of Pete Sampras, you can see that his right elbow hangs really high, and it's the last part of his body to come down. It doesn't work for everybody, but certainly works for me, and I like to throw it at my students and see if it helps them.
Next, we learned to add some leg drive, which is where I think I could excel as I used to play basketball and formerly had close to a 40-inch vertical.
Jeez.
Oh man, nice serve.
We then put it all together by keeping that left foot planted.
Yeah, doesn't matter which one you do. Yeah, I think 1,000 serves a day is really good if you're making content for YouTube. I don't recommend doing 1,000 serves a day. I think you're gonna really increase the risk of injury to your shoulder. 150 serves a day, I would say that's about the upper end of your sweet spot.
When my timing was on, I would hit 20, 25 straight in. But when my timing got off, I could hit 10 to 15 in a row that didn't even come close. I really needed to be diligent and focus on this sequence and not focus on trying to hit it super hard.
That's exactly right. You want to start with an easy, loose pitching motion and then add little refinements, one piece at a time.
It's pouring rain outside, as you can see, it's soaking, but I'm still here to get my 1,000 serves in.
All right, that's dedication, playing in the rain.
All right, first things first, the first 100 serves are like this. It's a warm up in this pitcher's motion.
Good. Oh yeah.
This kind of
That was
sets
pretty
the tone
good.
for the rest of the day.
Yep.
My first 100 are using this drill.
Not bad. Needs to extend a little bit more on that serve. Needs to finish up and out.
Okay, so the plan for the last 250 is to treat it just like I would in a match. Start on one side. If I get it in, we move to the other side. If not, we move to that second serve.
Okay, I really like that. I do that myself when I'm practicing. And I like how he's building in some realism as he gets deeper into his service practice. This is good.
Guys, I did see a lot of improvement with this practice plan, but again, it was minimal. Each day I would come home and compare my serve to one of the greats, and I noticed a few themes. First, look at this coil on the toss. My body's nowhere near as coiled as Novak. Second, I open the face of the racket way too early and don't drag it near far enough behind my back.
So yeah, I don't know if I agree on the coils. Coil's good. But I do agree that his racket face is way too open right now.
To no one's surprise, it's going to take longer than a week to get a great serve, but I did get better. On this second 100, I got 68 out of 100, an improvement
Much
of
better.
36 over the last time. While I'm not where I want to be, this was still a nice improvement, and I got to do a lot of something I love to do this week, which is play tennis.
Honestly, 68 out of 100 is pretty good if we're talking first serves. That's great. One thing that I'm noticing that's far improved in Trey's serve is the way that he draws his racket up with his palm down before he goes into the flip. You can see the sense of fluidity is much better. Acceleration is happening much easier. He's more balanced. Man, keep going, Trey. You're doing awesome. So one final note, if you found this sequence helpful for Trey on his serve, you can get the same sequence yourself. I've already made a video on this, and you can find it posted in the description below. So feel free to check that out. By all means, hit that subscribe button and follow me on my social media. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Stay loose.